Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin really. Some of these altcoins are popping off. A little bit of a decrease on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is kind of, I suppose, encouraging. I wouldn't be too excited, to be honest, as in for long term. But I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good for me in a way because I'm still holding on to this bot really for love nor money. I mean, it's just managing to stay through. Every now and then when it comes down to the bottom of the range, I'm thinking, is it time to close? Is it time to close? And it just manages to pull itself up by the bootstraps at the last minute. So I'm happy for alts to continue to go up for a little bit. I still honestly truly do believe that this is the overall trajectory of the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I mean, this is a weekly chart. This is going to take us all the way up until October. So we see a little bit of a movement today on altcoins, and I'm all for that. I still hold some alts, and I've still obviously got a trading bot going, quite a large one as well. So I'm okay for them to move up for a little bit. Look, if in a perfect world everything would just go up forever, we just obviously don't live in a perfect world. So let's just focus on Bitcoin for the minute. So on the daily chart, it's still exactly as it has been this entire time, and that might sound depressing to most. And I'm not saying that this is mega bearish, but we do have the exponential death cross. We've also got the short signal back here, to which it had played out, and now we're bouncing from it. We're getting rejected right from the center of this Bollinger Band, so a standard area for it to be rejected from. But in all fairness, we're being supported on the 10 exponential, which is something we're not seeing in a couple of weeks really. So this is the likely to be the little area that we play within today between well, it's make or break on these two zones really. We've got an area of 34,100 and 35,700, so really not much between it. It's going to bounce around between these two areas until it decides which way it wants to break. Whether that breaks out to the up, which if it did, it'd be pushing towards 40,000, or break down where we could only expect at least a 33 to maybe the bottom side of the range of about 30 again. So pretty boring stuff really, as is this chart, and today is probably going to be the most boring, waiting for it to decide which way it wants to go. The decision that it takes should have a larger move thereafter, but either way, whichever move it decides to go for, I don't think we're going to see a giant continuation to the up, nor I don't think we're going to see a giant breakdown either to these lower levels at this stage. It's pretty much exactly the same as it's always been, which is we're playing two ranges. The inside range between these two boys here, we've got the 41,000, which is probably a little bit less now, but yeah, about 40,000 to 33,000, and the outside range, which is all the way up at 49,000 and all the way down to 28,000. So we're still, the majority of the price action will take place on the inside range. You'll get wicks down to the lows, maybe even pumps all the way up to the highs, but generally the majority of the price action is going to take place here. So whatever it wants to do is going to take alts with it, I would expect. I don't think that today would be the day that Bitcoin decides to make a big move up and leave alts behind. I think alts will probably find their decent bounces and continuations with and trend with Bitcoin, but a breakdown will obviously bring them down also, probably to a large extent. So today I honestly think it's going to be a boring day for the vast majority of the time until we decide which one of these moving averages breaks first. If we go down to the smaller term time frames, like a 4-hourly for instance, it does look a little bit more encouraging, but we there is only so far it can go on here. I'm really not feeling a great deal of continuation move. But let's have a think. If we were to close, I think over the next few days, this 4-hourly chart does lend itself to a bit more of an uptrend actually. We think about this Chiku span, how long that would take to break out of here. So we've got 5 days, so it's a little bit of time, to be honest with you. It depends where the price action is at the time. We've got a small pump signal brewing here on the 4-hourly. But we've got to wait 5 days really for it to even start to play out. We don't know where we'll be in 5 days on here, provided that the price action is where we are at right now, or maybe could be a little lower, maybe around 33. Yeah, that might end up being okay in about a week from now. But for the moment, I'm not really feeling it. There's nothing of any significance to write home about on any of this, to be honest. I mean, we're really splitting hairs and basically just picking a side really. Like the old England-Germany game later on today. I mean, it could go one way, could go the other. There's no team specifically, in my opinion, that's much better than the other, even playing field. So it looks very much the same way with Bitcoin's price action as of right this very moment of recording this video. So when it's times like that, it is really just, for me, it's just a matter of waiting it out and seeing which way it wants to go. I'm going to stick with what I've been saying this entire time, which is, the only way to really play it, if you really want to, is to dollar cost average into this, and buy incrementally into these zones. Me personally, I'm already bought out or around this zone. If it breaks down, that's fine. I'll buy down lower. If it breaks out, I'll wait for strength to increase. I won't just be buying it blindly on the way up. I will wait for buying signals for me to get back in on these. And to be honest with you, I think I'm pretty much stacked with Bitcoin right now. Unless we go lower, I'm not really prepared to buy a great deal more of it. The rest, I think I'm going to wait until towards the end of the year, where altcoins are going to show some significant strength, and then I'll pick some of those bad boys up. But for the moment, it's going to be so boring. Like I say, that's why one of the reasons I'm not really making many videos, because every day is more or less the same. Short-term time frames are never really my thing. I'm more about the long-term time frames, the dailies and the weekly charts, looking for those big moves, the really big ones. Not the what are we up today? What, 5% for some of these things at best. Generally pretty flat. That sort of stuff doesn't interest me. I'm more about getting the 2, 3, 4, 5x's over several months. But my strategy is going to be based around flipping my Bitcoin into those altcoins, and so I'm pretty much all stacked with Bitcoin. It's just a matter of now cruising around some of these charts, like the one I did with Bepro the other day. I'll be doing some more of those. I don't want you to get the wrong end of the wrong idea. I'm not talking about buying into any of these altcoins right now. Far from it. I'm thinking more along the lines of wait and see how low they can go, wait for them to bottom out, and then pick them up for some epic gains throughout the towards the end of this year, which is where it'll be. We might see 50%, maybe even 100% pumps on some of these small cap coins, in the short term. But they're just bounces. I know, and they're significant ones, I know, but they are just bounces. For me, it's about catching a trend from a very low level and sailing it up to significant highs. And there's nothing like that at the moment. So, like I say, it's extremely boring. If you want to gamble, then gamble. I'm going to prefer to gamble on the England game than on Bitcoin. But the odds are more or less the same right now. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.